Right, I'm going to begin, Jim, by saying, I mean, the film obviously is incredibly funny, but it is, as you sort of mentioned before, it can be quite tragic. And I'm just wondering about capturing that tone. I mean, it's such a tricky tone, isn't it, to mix kind of pathos and comedy, and not just that, but in a way that some of these scenes are quite shocking if you were to sort of say it out loud. How did you go about establishing the tone, and was a lot of that done in post, or was it kind of on your mind the whole way through?
So all of it had to be orchestrated in the script and in the podcast version of the movie when I was recording it. And like really, I write the script, I act it all out, I write down the best improv, or I record the best improv in the voice memo app on my iPhone, and then transcribe that to screenplay format, and then we do 1,000 edits of that to make it good, and then I record it as a podcast to see if it's working. And you'll find these like wonderful bits of improv that then just help to make the scene funny when it's not, or help to add poignancy when it's just too slapstick. So yeah, just like getting it on its feet in audio format helped to advise that kind of waving between tragedy and comedy.
Yeah, and in spite of the sort of comedic elements, I mean, the toxic masculinity is something that obviously is quite a contributing theme to this, because it's quite rare to see a man cry in film, which seems kind of an absurd thing to say.
And I
but
cry
it actually
a lot
is.
in this
movie. You cry a lot. With noise, I should add.
Yeah. It is a rare thing, and I don't know why. I mean, we wanted to do something that was like Manchester by the Sea as a comedy, where it's like just, the story of Job and like going through hell, but then also there's just ridiculous stuff that happens, and that's just how it always is. You see a meltdown in public, it's never clean. It's always something's messy. Somebody's getting shot at. Somebody throws something out. It's like there's comedy in all of this really serious stuff. And I just focus on the humanity and the tragedy first. Then you can always make stuff funny. You always give people more spinning plates to work with.
So why the song Thunder Road in particular? Because it's not actually in the film.
Yeah.
Is it? Which it sort of matches his kind of... There's something quite sort of sad about this character.
Yeah, he never got to play the song.
The name of the film is a song that he couldn't even manage to get into it. It seems sort of fitting.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It makes the eulogy so much more of a nosedive. But Thunder Road is this American anthem about admitting that you're unhappy and convincing a girl to jump into a car and leave your town and make something better of yourself, and to say, screw this, I'm not doing this anymore, we got to change our lives. And the movie becomes that, and we kind of showcase this small town and all of the problems with it, and then it takes him a long time to realize, oh wait, this is the song, and my mom used to sing this thing to me, and I already have this blueprint of how to get out of this misery. And in this case, it's just him asking his daughter to run away instead of this girl named Mary.
And are you hoping that the boss might see this movie? Would you be interested to try and find out if he would see it? Because if there was a film named after one of my songs, I'd be quite interested to see it.
So I got an Instagram message from Patty Scialfa, his wife, saying, we just watched Thunder Road, the feature, in our living room, and I just wanted to say thank you for making it. And I was like, oh my God, I would give $1 million to find out what the guy thought of it. And she said it was lovely and human and funny and endearing, and I'll give you that for free. So the Springsteen family watched it, let's see, it would have been January 3rd.
Not that you remember it.
Not who's keeping track of this kind of stuff, Yeah.
And you've done lots of sort of obviously short stuff before this, and sort of little videos online and stuff. And I was interviewing a guy called Joe Penna last week.
Joe Penna, my boy.
Yeah, who obviously made Arctic. And he was talking to me about how making kind of short little videos online, obviously on YouTube in his case, has really set him in good stead as a filmmaker, because you really get a sense for exactly what people like and don't like. Is that the same case?
For sure. And Joe and I were both Redditors for years, and we were talking about that. Somebody tagged the both of us on Reddit being like, these two are like two filmmakers that are Redditors. And I was like, it's so great that people are finally using this platform that is democratic upvoting and downvoting to get a good idea of what audiences actually think is funny or actually think is tragic or interesting. And I don't know why we don't do that more often. It's not like people aren't considering the audiences, but of course Joe's making good stuff because he's been on YouTube for the last 12 years, 15 years. He has direct interaction with his audience. It's not through any third party. It's like he gets to have the data from its source, and that just influences exactly a good metronome of what an audience's tolerance for boredom is. It's very valuable.
Just very fun. I had no idea that you were friends with him when I asked.
He's great. He's so great.
But I do know you were friends with Nikan before getting involved in this.
I was, yeah.
You were. I was.
No. I was friends with him. I had lunch with him last week.
Because I was just saying how much that helped in this instance. Because obviously you two play. There's a really close bond between you. And, and also, I was just following off from that. I read that you met on Instagram, which is quite interesting.
We did. So I was looking up the Sundance Resort as like a location on Instagram to find out. I was going to a lab, and then he had tagged himself there as part of the theater program, and I just watched some of his videos, and they were making me laugh, and I was like, this guy's really funny. And then he had just moved to LA from Oakland. I had lived in San Francisco for 5 years, and then I messaged him, and I was like, oh, this is really funny. I think we were just commenting on each other's stuff, and I think he had seen the short film, and he was like, I want to buy you a beer. I'm new in town. And we just started, having beers together. And very quickly, I was like, you should audition for this part. You should try it. And he's like, okay. And then we cast somebody else. And then within a few days of shooting, we realized that it wasn't going to work. It was just going to be too complicated to have a movie star play the part. And Nikan was like, oh, I'm the understudy. Give me $1 and tell me where to show up. And we were already good friends. And so it was like, okay, he's going to do it much better, and he's going to care, and he's going to be wonderful. And he is. And the movie shines because of it. I feel like our relationship, that scene in the backyard is just so endearing of like, this dude gets a gun pulled on him and then goes and like helps his friend out. It's just like the amount of forgiveness from that guy. And that's genuine. That's how he really is. He's a really nice guy.